Warren, looking at your Cheltenham team, we'll start off with Bague Au Roi. No decision yet on the stayers or the mares?
Yeah, no, nothing yet. I just think, I'd be foolish to say we're going to go to one particular race just yet, because a lot can happen in 2 weeks. She's in great form. She's done very well this season, so we'll live it as late as possible. No other reason that just the races could cut up either way, and I think that's the best way to leave it.
And of course you've won a stayers hurdle before in Cole Harden. How would this one compare?
Like Cole Harden, without being rude to him, he wasn't a brilliant horse at home. He just had a very strong mentality, had a real will to win and a big heart, and that's what won his races. Whereas she's a classy mare. I've stated it from day one, and it's probably only this season we're really seeing the best of it. She's been minded, and we've looked after her, but her record speaks for itself. She's won 10 from 13, and this year she's as good as ever.
Ground conditions, would that sway you one way or the other?
Not particularly. I think she's better on better ground, but I don't think either race you're going to have to stay. She definitely stays 3, we know that, but 2.5, you have to stay, and she's not slow. So she's got a lot of strings to her bow, and we'll just decide nearer the time which is the best race for her.
We spoke to you earlier in the season. You always said Western Ryder you had in very high regard, and he goes for the Ballymore. Yeah,
and there's unfinished business. He hasn't probably gone to the level I would have hoped as yet, but he's still, he's still been running very well and has won 2 this season. Obviously, Sandown the Toll was disappointing, but we're adamant it was the ground that day. It was very tacky ground, and probably didn't suit him. And then he came back and probably gave us all a bit more, got us back on track and gave us all a bit of confidence. At Huntingdon, finishing second to a good horse at Kim Bailey's, Vindication. And Richard felt that day he did nothing wrong, but could improve again on better ground. He's got course form. He definitely stays, and on better ground, if he's within a shout turning in and he's within a few lengths, he'll run a hell of a race.
Missed approach, will we see him here?
Yeah, no, I think the plan is, the whole season was being geared around the National, but again, for whatever reason, he's been running really well, but probably hasn't hit the heights I would have hoped. He ran well at Musselburgh the last day, and since then he's had a wind operation. So he's down to a mark. He finished second in the 4 miler here last year, off a mark of 1:45, I think it was. And this year, he's off 1:37. So the Kim Muir could be, at a track he likes, could be very much an interest.
Keeper Hill, what's the plan for him?
So Keeper Hill, yeah, he's had a great season. He's a horse I do have a lot of time for. Blipped his lines last time, which wasn't ideal.
Is that a concern coming here off the back of a fall?
Yeah, it is. It is a concern, but he's schooled a couple of times since and has schooled very well. He doesn't seem to be that horse that would worry about things like that. It's frustrating more than anything else, because I think he was running very well, but he won a Grade 2 at Doncaster and did all his best work at the end, first time over 3 mile. And I just think that race could suit him more, where you can sort of put him to sleep for half the race and then come alive at the end. And he always finishes his race very well, so he'd be a horse of interest.
And you've got a few in the Pertemps. Are they all likely to turn up?
I think Chantou Bob's unlikely. Just the ground won't be soft now, and probably the same case with Love Nor Money. But Boat could be interesting. He was running a big race at Haydock in a Grade 2. If he brings that form to here, he'd be of interest. He's run well around here before. So Mulcahys Hill, he nearly won a Grade 1 at Newbury. Just got touched off. Was a little disappointing back here, but he still finished 4th, but he was probably too soon after the Newbury run, to be honest. Been freshened up. It'll be his first time over 3 mile, which will suit him, and he's a tough, hardy horse. It's a good race, but he'll come in with an each-way chance, I hope.
So is your team as a whole the one you're most looking forward to, best chance of a winner?
No, I'm probably Bague Au Roi, just because she's probably, from what she's done this year, is the headline act, but I have a sneaking suspicion Missed Approach could run very well.